This is winner at the best. It's winner at 12 years for this.
Good evening and welcome to Sports Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network. My name is Kingsley Mana and I'm very happy to be here this evening to bring you up to speed of which are the latest happening evolving around the world of sports. On our menu this evening, the Nigeria Cricket Federation gears up for International Cricket Council World Cup Trophy Tour. And coming in from the world of tennis, Novak Djokovic back to world #1. And in football, Andrew Nana recorded by Cameroon ahead of AFCON qualifiers. These and many more will be yours after the short timeout. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Sports Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network. Joining me this evening to do justice on the show is Confidence Ilera. Good evening to you, Confidence, and welcome to Sports Extraordinary.
Thank you very much, Kingsley. Good evening to you. It's a lovely evening here for us to talk sports, everything in the world of sports. So on the menu, what I've seen, they are quite interesting. So I can't wait to, give my input on that. Thank you very much, Kingsley.
All right, thank you very much for joining us, Confidence. Let's start the show with cricket. As president of the Nigerian Cricket Federation, Ria Pata has said that the Minister of Sports Development, Minister of Sports, John Eno, has pledged his full support for the Federation on the 2-day host of the Cricket World Cup trophy in the country. According to Pata, despite the short time the minister has settled down before the request came into play, chief host of the World Cup has embraced it and also pledged magnanimous support for the events. Now, the Cricket World Cup is on a tour of 3 African countries, Uganda, Nigeria, and South Africa, ahead of the ODI World Cup that kicks off in India later in October. And the World Cup is scheduled to arrive Abuja, Nigeria on Tuesday, which is today. Now, Oyi Apata said that aside from the game, the trophy tour of Nigeria will have 4 stakeholders, a closer interaction with the top hierarchy for the International Cricket Council who are part of the tour on issues around the game. He said it would also be ground to show off for the diverse cultural expression that the country is blessed with. The trophy will tour a few landmarks in Abuja before settling for a public viewing at the Indoor Sports Hall of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. The trophy will leave for Lagos on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, where a reception has been planned by the Lagos cricket community at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Over. And the Nigerian Cricket Federation has also informed the federation, has informed the governor of Lagos State, Abadije Sanwo-Olu, will also receive the cricket trophy and the team of cricket stakeholders during the period. These are interesting news, Confidence, because from what we're saying, for Nigeria to be one of the countries, of course, that the trophy of the Cricket World Cup will be shown, I think it really means a whole lot, of course, for Nigeria.
Yeah, it's a whole lot for Nigeria. When we talk about cricket, cricket is one game that we've really had some glories in, the Cricket Federation. They've really done very well. Uya Akpata, I love what he's doing in the Cricket Federation, and it's quite commendable because the competition that is coming up, you see that Nigerian cricket, they will have a kind of positive outing. And what the sports minister is doing, John Eno, I must commend him, diversify and go into other sports. And what we are doing in cricket, we've seen what Wrestling Federation is doing, and Cricket Federation has been of, should I say, of the upward trajectory for some time now. So, Uya Akpata is a man that has been handling the federation very well, and I must commend his job. So I think the trophy tour coming to Nigeria is a boost, Abuja, Lagos, and going into the competition, I think Team Nigeria, the cricket team, they will do very well. So I strongly believe in the cricket team of Nigeria.
All right, let's see what comes up, from here. Nigeria, of course, will participate in this one, and already the trophy is here. We told you Uganda is also one of the countries that this trophy, of course, will be, shown, and Nigeria also one of them as well. So a whole lot, of course, these countries that will see the tour, the trophy tour, as it stands. John, the new sports minister, try as much as he can, of course, to blend everything when it has to do with sports down here in Nigeria. We pray that he continue with this impressive move, in the coming days. Let's stay away from that. Let's take a look at tennis on the show. Iga Swiatek began a U.S. Open title defense yesterday with an emphatic first-round victory as 8th seed Maria Sakkari fell to a surprising loss. World number 1 Iga Swiatek breached to a 6-love, 6-1 win over Sweden Rebecca Peterson in 58 minutes. And Swiatek has won both her previous meeting with world number 86 Peterson and came through this encounter on Arthur Ashe Stadium in Imperial style. Sakkari had a day to forget on court 17 as she was knocked out by world number 71 Rebecca Masterova of Spain. But before we talk about all that results, Iga Swiatek putting up an impressive stats in her first game in this US Open. Don't forget, she is the defending champion. She won her first game in the space of 58 minutes.
Yeah, a good one for Iga Swiatek, the lady that everybody will look up to and say, okay, this is the big thing now in the female, talking about the WTA. So for Iga Swiatek, no surprises, expectedly, round 1. You're playing against qualifiers. I expect her to do very well. I'm not surprised about that. But is she going to defend the title? Yes, she is going to defend the title. Looking at, the contenders, I don't want to talk about Naomi Osaka now because we've not been hearing of her for some time. So Iga Swiatek is a lady that I see that talking about the U.S. Open will be...
Osaka, she's pregnant, so she's currently pregnant.
Yeah, absolutely. She's out of there. She's one lady that I've loved, when it comes to tennis, that at least, for some reason, she barred out of tennis. But when you look at the system now, you're seeing the likes of Iga Swiatek, Elena Vitolina, Maria Sakkari. Also, she suffered a defeat too. But which other lady will you call? Okay, the African lady, Ons Jabeur. Ons Jabeur has not been very, very fantastic when it comes to the business end of tennis. So the only lady you can point out that, okay, this is what you're going to do is Iga Swiatek. Coco Gauff just did something marvelous. She won the biggest tournament of her life, the Cincinnati Open. And you expect her to come into the U.S. Open because it was a preparation for the U.S. Open for her to come in gun blazing. But I don't know if that will happen because as the round progresses, then we see how it goes. So I might be looking at Coco Gauff based on what she did in the Cincinnati Open and then Iga Swiatek for the WTA and talking about the U.S. Open.
All right, we'll see what comes up, but the results are pouring, already talking about the U.S. Open and the players, of course, they are actually starting on a very good note. No much surprises that we've seen so far, since yesterday when the tournament have kickstart. But elsewhere, Beatrice Hedemir beat 2017 champions Leo Steven and Leonardo Bikina cruise into the second round of the competition. So it's been an impressive ride so far. We've seen that from the U.S. Open, and we're expecting a whole lot coming from there. Nerobikina beat Ukraine's Maria Kostyuk 6-2, 6-1 despite struggling in the build-up to the tournament with a shoulder injury. Now, home favorite Coco Gauff will play in the night section on Arthur Show Stadium. And of course, that game has been concluded, and we're looking forward to see how move forward, to our next encounter. It was such a brilliant one. So it's been a very huge one, a very huge stake, if you ask me, because if you take a look at it, everyone is actually hoping on the likes of Iga Swiatek, of course, to defend the title she won last time. But everyone has actually complained. A whole lot of tennis fans are not happy with the form of Iga Swiatek. Should not only be should not be that fantastic, just like we saw her last season. We saw her getting to finals last season.
Yeah.
But this season, it doesn't really been that of an excellent performance for me when it comes to, Iga Swiatek. We've seen the likes of Arina Sabalenka gradually, bridging that gap when it comes to that world #1 ranking in WTA. She's second, and was likes of Elena Rybakina and Jessica Pegula as well. These ladies are pushing up. And for what we've seen so far, Arina Sabalenka, she would have actually gotten that world #1 spot if she has actually won her games, especially at Wimbledon. She would have taken that world #1 spot.
Yeah.
So that's to show that Iga Swiatek has not been that very fantastic. So if these other girls or other ladies, they have done well, they would have overtaken her. So what exactly, at this point in time, what is the fate, of Iga Swiatek, in defending this title? Take a look at, from what we've seen, from other players in the WTA.
Mr. Kingsley, when we talk about the WTA, if there is anything synonymous to the WTA, inconsistency. So you shouldn't be surprised that today you have a champion and tomorrow you see another champion. We are used to that in the WTA. We are not talking about the ATP. If you're telling me that Iga Swiatek is not at her top form, it's expected. You don't expect one dominance in the WTA. We don't expect one dominance in the WTA. You don't expect Iga Swiatek and to do the same thing that she did last year and replicate it this year. It doesn't happen. It has been long. Like I said, that's why I talked about Naomi Osaka. She tried a little bit for within the period of time she spent. She was cool-headed and she did very well. She was consistent. So Iga Swiatek has been consistent, but not in quote like the dominance. There is no dominance tennis player in the WTA. You can't say, okay, this person is the go-to man, just like what you have in the ATP, what Novak Djokovic has been doing. And Carlos Alcaraz is coming up. The other Casper Ruud and all that, they are trying to meet up. So in the female aspect, I won't be surprised if Iga Swiatek doesn't win the US Open, because every year in the WTA, we always see new champions. So we are used to it in the WTA. So there is no surprise and something to be worried about Iga Swiatek if she doesn't win it. It's synonymous to the WTA.
It's synonymous to the WTA, but we expect it's synonymous, but it's not casted on stone. When we talk about the similarity of the inconsistency thing, we expect to see, some of these ladies, of course, putting up that dominance. Iga Swiatek has shown it for some time, ever since, Ashley Barty, of course, retired. We've seen Iga Swiatek coming up, to try to prove a point, in WTA. And we expect her, of course, to put up that much dominance. How many Grand Slam has she won? I think this is going to be, if she win this one, might be the 5th Grand Slam she's won.
Yeah.
We've seen the likes of Margaret Court winning up to 23rd Grand Slam, right? 24 Grand Slam.
Yeah.
And then the likes of Serena Williams winning up to 23 Grand Slams as well.
Those are the two biggest things in the women's team.
That's what I'm saying. At the time where they exhibited some level of dominance. And that's why they were able to get, to that mark. So we believe that the likes of Iga Swiatek should be able to prove a point.
Yeah.
This is our time, and she'll be able to capitalize, on it.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
hopefully we see that. Just like you mentioned the Serena Williams and the Margaret Court, I don't think we have anybody like that anymore in the world of tennis. So we are just going to live with what we are seeing in the WTA.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on from the WTA as we take a look at the ATP. Fourth seed Hugo Rune suffered a shock defeat in the US Open first round. As former champion Dominic Thiem claimed an emotional win. Rune lost in a 6-3, 4-6, 6-3, 6-2 the world number 63 Roberto Gabriel Bena of Spain on court 5. Earlier, team beat 25th seed Alexander Bublik to claim his first Grand Slam match win in more than 2 years. There were also wins for last year runner-up Casper Ruud 9 seed Telefries and 2022 semi-finalist Francis Tiafoe on the first day play in New York. The team's last win at the Grand Slam came at the 2021 Australian Open, where he reached out the fourth round. The 29-year-old lost in the first round in his past 6 Grand Slam appearances. However, it was fitting that he found his form in New York, the city where he fought back to beat Alexander Zverev and claim a long-awaited major title in 2020. The Austrian puts in a solid display to beat the 5th seed Bublik in his 6th race, 6-2, 6-4. 5th seed Ruud runner-up to Novak Djokovic at the French Open earlier this year beat American qualifier Emilia Neva 7-6, 6-3, 6-4. 7-6 on court 17. 19th seed Fraser has struggled on Grand Slam, making it past the third round on just 2 occasions in his career, but overcame a competitor Steve Johnson 6-2, 6-1, 6-2 on Arthur Ashe Stadium. 10th seed Francis Tiafoe, who produced a memorable run to the semi-final last year, beat fellow American Lena 10, 6-3, 7-5, 6-1. A legendary David Fokina also came through easily, beating American Marcos Giron 6-4, 6-4, 6-2. And of course, Novak Djokovic actually got the best in his own encounter as he was able to get back up to the world #1 sport when he won his game down there. Prior to this time, it was just 20-point difference between Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic. But because of this win, Djokovic, of course, has actually gotten to that point, and is actually top Alcaraz at the moment. But the tournament is still on. Alcaraz coming to win his own match as well, probably going forward to the final, means a whole lot. And I think anybody who wins this tournament, talking about the US Open, between Djokovic and Alcaraz, will still maintain that world #1 spot as well. But what do you make of the ride? Djokovic getting back to world #1, winning his game as well at the US Open. Do you see Djoko? How far do you see him go in the competition?
Very far, absolutely, very far. Just when we're talking about the WTA, and now we are moving to the ATP, consistency. And of course, who is that person? Djokovic. I was thinking that Djokovic is going to do what we call a golden slam this year, but he couldn't do it. Courtesy of the loss talking about the just concluded Wimbledon that happened. He did the Australian Open, the French Open in Roland Garros, and we were expecting him to do the Wimbledon to take a calendar slam. He couldn't do a golden slam. I'm still talking about a golden slam. So the US Open, he has not been here for some time. The COVID-19 protocols and all that is coming back to US for a very long time. So I expect him to give his best in this competition. I won't be shocked if Novak Djokovic wins the US Open, because just like he did in Australia, he was not allowed to play in Australia in the last 2 years. He came back and this year, and he did wonders in Australia. So I see him doing the same thing in USA, and hopefully he has started on a fine footing, nice one, getting a deserved win, and coming into the #1 spot in the world. There is now a kind of tussle between him and the young lad, talking about the Spaniard, and Carlos Alcaraz. So I see Novak Djokovic going very far in this tournament. And if there is any man that can stop Novak Djokovic, it has to be Carlos Alcaraz.
All right, let's keep our fingers crossed on that and see what comes up. Both players, they won't meet themselves in the draw until they get to the final.
Which would be a very nice one.
Another one to watch out for. I think it's been an impressive ride so far from what we've seen so far, especially from what we saw at the Wimbledon. We look forward to see if they will possibly get to the final once again. All right, we'll take a short break now, and when we'll come back from this break, we'll take a look at what is happening in the world of football. I will start with the Nigerian Premier Football League. Please stay with us. Steve Sports Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network, and we'll bring you the latest revolving around the world of sports at the moment. Let's talk about the Nigerian Premier League confidence as the draw ceremony for the 2023 and 2024 Nigerian Premier League season is scheduled to hold today as on the heels of the annual general meeting of the board and the 20 clubs in Abuja. Now, it will be the very first AGM under the newly inaugurated leadership of Honorable Benga Elegbeleye, who was made substantive chairman of the Nigerian Premier League board after successfully chairing the interim management committee that implemented far-reaching reforms in the domestic top flight. He said that the league has set off on good footing with a planned live broadcast streaming of matches adding in the coming days, and we'll share the good news coming from the commercial activities. Now, after the AGM, draw for the full fixtures will be conducted at 5 p.m. today, and football icons are expected to grace the events at the hotel in Abuja. All the 20 clubs arrived Abuja yesterday and have expressed their preparedness for the season. We're still waiting for the draw at the moment. Last time I checked, the draw has not been done yet.
Okay.
But first of all, let's start with the new board, or for the of what we've seen, the new board being led by Benga Elegbeleye. After what he did in the interim management committee, being a new board now, what do you make of this board? Do you see the reliability? Do you see the transparency? Do you see this board taking Nigerian league, to another level?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've always said, I love the MPFA and I love everything that happens in the MPFA. Now, looking at this season, this will be, because I feel last season was like the icebreaker for what we're going to see this season, because last season was one of my best MPFA seasons. I've seen so many MPFA seasons, but last season was one of my best. So why am I saying this? Because let me say it again for those that are watching right now. I love the Abridged League. I've always said it. I'm a proponent of the Abridged League because I feel that the Abridged League is that system which we can say it can be our selling point. We don't need to apply what is applicable everywhere. Like, okay, bring something that is applicable somewhere and bring it into the MPFA. We can do our thing. I saw the league last season. I saw the Super Six. I was elated. I was so happy. I remember I followed all the Super Six games. You could see the marketing, the publicity it generated for the league. So if we are doing a 38-match calendar season, what are the logistics that you've put in place to make it better? Do we have the needed, should I say, the sufficient technology or the sufficient manpower to run a 38-match calendar? If we can do a Western and Northern Conference league, or just like they did A and B, it's fine. Look at the Bundesliga. They don't have 20 teams in the Bundesliga. They have 18 teams. It must not be 20 teams. It's in Europe we are talking about now. You go to the Ligue A, the same thing. It's only the Spanish La Liga and the Italian Serie A, and of course in the Premier League you have 20 teams. So why can't we even have a 16 team in the Premier League? Why can't we run a league format that is different from Europe? Look at what is happening now. Innovations in football. We are looking at the Super League. We are looking at a point, I feel the Premier League might even have that, A and B. It's innovation in part of football technology now. So why can't we do it? Why is this so different when we do it in Africa or maybe in Nigeria? Then because Europe has not done it, or Europe have not done it, then it's a cake. No, it's not. The Western, the A and B, the Northern and Southern Conference, or the Abridged League, it depends on what you call Abridged. Abridged League is a modern system. Abridged is something modern. It's a modern thing. It depends on how you run or how you're organizing it. So if you are running an Abridged League and we put in the best of it, it might be the main thing, the end thing in world football. Because football is coming to that. Very soon we'll see something like that. I won't be shocked tomorrow we see English Premier League maybe and something like that in the English Premier League, where we not have a 38-match calendar. They will just divide the league into two. One of the biggest sports, NBA, they have the Southern and the Western Conference. Why can't they run it and together? But they do it like that, and it's working for them. So I'm not a supporter of honestly. I was soliciting and advocating for the league to be an abridged league this season, and we can leverage on that and make it very, very commercial and publicize it, considering the investment that is coming into the league. What we are seeing today is as a result of the Super Six. It was on TV. How are you going to run view matches on TV? How many stadiums do we have? So if I just want to, if you give me time, we'll talk more on this, because I'm just thinking that we need to make our league a top-notch league. So how do we make it top-notch league? We must not make it very broad, and we don't have the sufficient technology or manpower to run it. So even if we have a stadium, I've said it, even if it's one particular stadium we play our league games, I don't mind. Provided that stadium has a nice view, can give us the marketability, it's okay for me. So I don't really, but it's okay. Let's see how it will go, because traveling from here to the northern side is more like a 2-day journey. You know the kind of system we have in this country. So why not we just stick to what works for us, Kingsley?
All right, let's see what comes up from the Benga Elegbele board. And even talking about the Bridge League, according to what we heard so far, that it has been concluded that they will run the normal league format, which is going to be 38 games, this season. But we just pray that we won't see maybe that decision being changed, at this point in time, because from the meetings we've gotten so far, not much has really been said about.
Will you be shocked if they change it to Africa?
I would still be shocked, because
anything is possible, right?
Anything is possible in the Nigerian Premier League. We'll keep our fingers crossed on that. But apart from that, Benga Elegbele also highlighted the fact that matches will be streamed, through the platform they've actually provided.
Yeah, most stadiums are not TV friendly. Let's know that. Most stadiums are not TV friendly. So what are the stadiums that you stream matches? Because the 38 teams, the 20 teams we have, for Rivers United, they can't play, let's say the Adokia can be managed, but it cannot be compared to what you have in Uyo. So if you're streaming a match in Adokia right now, it will not give you a nice platform. So what are you going to do when Rivers United will be playing their home games?
But the AI cameras are around. The AI cameras, yes, they've been installed in some of the stadiums.
Not all the stadiums, that's what we are talking about. Yeah, some of them, those that are certified, it's not all the stadiums. If you talk about the MPFA teams, we have how many stadiums? I think I must give kudos to Sporting Lagos now, because they will be using the Mobolaji Johnson Arena. It's a top-notch stadium for football. And talking about, let's say, Remo Stars, they have a nice stadium. I like it. Akwa Ibom Stadium is also there, Uyo. Okay, Abuja Stadium, hopefully they can fix it, because that's one of our best. The Adokia Mesemaka Stadium can't pass for that. So what Rivers United, that means we are not going to be watching Rivers United games when they are playing home, because I don't think they can capture the camera will be installed in at the Adokia Mesemaka Stadium.
It wasn't massively been selected, talking about the stadiums that the cameras have been installed already. Adokia Mesemaka Stadium was not among the stadiums.
So what happened to Rivers United? That's what we are talking about now.
Yeah, they have to put the stadium in shape. But are you saying that the streaming of the matches won't yield fruit for the league? Because Benga Elegbele is actually looking for means where the league can generate money, and they want to start, of course, by streaming the matches. That you're complaining of the stadium not being in top-notch quality. Are you saying this won't be fruitful?
Just like what we saw during the Super Six, it was played in a particular venue, and you saw how it was lovely. It was, when you watch it on TV, one of these cable TVs, it was nice, because they used a stadium that was very friendly. Everybody was like, so we have this kind of stadium in Nigeria, talking about the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, top notch. So if I cannot watch Rivers United game as a Rivers United fan, how is that a good publicity and market to the league? I don't know if you're understanding me, because I have to watch. I'm a Rivers United fan. I'm based in Port Harcourt. I have to watch. So how will I watch the game? So how can they get that followership that they need when you cannot stream their own game?
Rivers United will still play their matches in some of those stadiums that the camera has been installed.
That is away from home.
Their fans will also watch. In fact, if they are playing at home, you can, actually take up the responsibility by going to the stadium to watch them live. So that's the main thing.
I understand.
So, for what it is at this moment, where the Benga Elegbelebo, they're trying to make money from streaming the matches. Do you think this will be fruitful? Because last time we saw something like this, the tribe was trying to put it in place. The matches were being streamed. All of a sudden, I think it was the MPFL TV thing.
Yeah.
It all folded, and the league was not on TV anymore.
Yeah.
And this time around, Benga Elegbe are coming up with another.
It's a good one.
Format, of course, in making sure that the fans tend to feel the league very well and know what the league is all about when it comes to matches. Do you see the Nigerian Premier League, of course, start gaining more exposure and as well making money from this?
Like, I don't know, okay. I'm not painting a picture that I'm against the streaming, no. I'm just saying that since it's a full calendar match, so who are those teams that are going to be streaming their games? The stadiums are going to be streaming because we have 20 teams. So those 20 teams, in other words, most teams will be playing their game away from their home. So what happens to we that are Rivers United fans? Okay, for those that are Rivers United fans, they cannot watch their game. Most of them cannot even, you know how the situation is going to the stadium, especially in this part of the world. Talking about Port Harcourt fans. So if they can't even go to the stadium and they want to watch the match, they can't watch the match. So how is that a market? In other words, it's only few teams. What I'm trying to say is that only few teams will benefit from this. Few teams. At least the people in Akwa Ibom will benefit because the Uyo Stadium is a nice stadium. So Akwa United can benefit from this. It will market Akwa United better. So what happened to the other teams? That's what I'm saying. Because if you look at the Premier League, almost all teams are equal. If Manchester City can sign a player for £1, a certain Nottingham Forest can also go for a player for £100 million because they almost generate the same revenue. So that is what I'm talking about. So they are almost like the same, at the same level. And that is why you see most other leagues, they don't have the financial muscle that the Premier League has. Because even the Spanish La Liga, just two teams that can, and it's not good for a league if it's only Real Madrid and Barcelona that can afford the money. So what happened to the other teams? This is what I'm talking about. The same thing with Germany. So it's only Bayern Munich that can sign a player for £100 million. So what happened to the other teams?
No, for me, I think the fact that the cameras are not installed in some of the stadiums, doesn't mean that the fans, when the team they're actually executing their home games, doesn't mean the fans will not go there and watch. Now the Benga Elegbelebo, they're coming up with the streaming thing now. It means that the league can be streamed anywhere in the world. People outside the country can watch the league.
That is the one they choose to be streamed. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, any of the match they want to stream, you can stream the match wherever you are, in the world. And they're really emphasizing more of marketability of the league and also a means of generating funds. Because the more you stream, the more they make money from your streaming. Yes, that's the idea now at this point in time. So the big question is, will Nigerians stream? Because I don't think it really boils down to, there is no camera in Adoke Mesimaka Stadium. So Rivers United, I don't think Rivers United fans will not stream the matches. No, I don't think so. They might want to stream. Fans that are so much particular about the Nigerian Premier League, I think they will stream. But the thing is, will Nigeria stream the matches? Will the world stream the matches? That's what we're saying at this point in time. I really buy what you were saying when you talk about the fact that the pitches we have in Nigeria are not that top because streaming on a very good pitch also improve the quality of the coverage
and market league
and the marketability as well. But the big question is, will Nigerians would they stream the matches when commences at the end of the day? A whole lot of persons were emphasizing on the fact that why don't they bring it on TV so that people could watch? getting to stream matches, many people have to get much data,
Yeah.
To stream. But do you see Nigerians, of course, streaming the matches?
They will, like I've said, I'm really impressed with the MPFA, the board, and the IMC, what they are doing, and Gusso for a little bit, at least I'm impressed with him, and the current sports minister. So I think Nigerians, one thing with Nigeria, if we see something good, we key into it. Last season, they followed the league. The same Nigerians were watching Nigerian Premier Football League. The same Nigerians were following everything Nigerian football. They were watching it on TV. They were going to the stadium. Look at the Super Six. Anytime they are playing games, the stadium, you see the turnout at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena. Okay, even if you could say that it's the Lagos fans. So it will be streamed. I feel so, but my problem is that it will not be at the advantage of some other teams. But it could be Raymond Stars can leverage on this. Bendel Insurance, because they already have it. They have that platform going for them. For Rivers United, I'm sorry to say, we don't really have a strong, should I say, a strong media base when it comes to technology in that aspect, where you could say that, okay, Rivers United, every match they watch Rivers United match, irrespective of any platform that is streaming it. As Rivers United, you should have your own platform. So Raymond Stars could have that. Look at Benden Insurance. They were not in Nigeria, but their matches, the game, it was watched by millions, at least, supporters of Bendel Insurance from their own channel. They have a channel, a YouTube channel, where they can stream and watch their matches. It's a good one. So clubs are even preparing ahead. So most teams, I think they need to do better, because if they really want to, first of all, a team has to be prepared for the innovation. So if most teams are not prepared for this innovation, it will be at their own detriment, at their own loss. But there are teams that are already prepared for innovation. So as a team, first of all, as a team in the Nigerian Premier Football League, are you ready for the innovations? So if you're not ready, you might be left behind. And other teams will take advantage of it.
Be ready for the innovation?
Yeah.
How should they be ready for
They have to prepare. First of all, now we are coming to the stadium. Why can't Rivers United have a standard stadium as former MPFA champions? What is happening? Sometimes I just imagine that a Nigerian champion, of course, former champions going to Akwa Ibom, a neighboring state, to play your home games. It doesn't tell where as a team. Honestly, it doesn't even market you as a team. So they are not even prepared. You're in the CAF competition. You should be prepared for it. You're in the Nigerian Premier Football League. You should be prepared for it. How can a team be playing let's say, his own home games away from home? Kingsley, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. All right. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Definitely bring you more about the draws today. Talking about Nigerian Premier League draws. Let's stay away from football down here in Nigeria. So take a look at what is happening down there in Europe. The regional heads of Spanish football have become the latest group to call for the resignation of Luis Rubiales from his role as president of the Spanish Football Federation. Rubiales is under fire for his conduct in the aftermath of Spain's victory in the Women's World Cup final, when he kissed Jennifer Hermoso on the lips. What do you make of this? A whole lot of persons are coming up with the fact that Rubiales, of course, should resign, due to that gesture we saw between him and Jennifer Hermoso. What do you make of it? We've seen threats coming from FIFA, from top football stakeholders in Spain as well. Even the players' union are also calling on his resignation as well. Do you think the man should resign?
For Rubiales, or Rubiales, as the English people will call him, this is one of the biggest, should I say, off-pitch story in the world of football. Spain just won the World Cup, and I was expecting them to celebrate. The players should be celebrating. The federation should be celebrating. Okay, what is the way forward? These are the things they should be talking about, not the controversies. But has it gone too far for Rubiales and Rubiales? For me, it has gone too far. And the situation right now, excuse me, Spain is trying to do something that will hurt the federation, because right now FIFA is already considering suspending Rubiales for 15 years, which is the highest.
We heard there's been 3 months suspension already.
Already, they want to increase it to 15. 15, imagine 15, like they want to send you out for 15 years. which is the highest a coach will stay out of football. Because of what? Should I say your reluctance or your attitude of...
president, you mean?
Sorry?
If a president...
Yeah, the Royal Spanish football president, talking about Luis Rubiales. It's not a good one for him. I don't think he did something wrong, but honorably, you should have resigned. When you've seen that situation, you know, this is something that we always talk about in those climbs, in quote, the sinner climbs, in quote. I was thinking that he should resign. His mother has gone into fasting, that his son is being haunted, which is possible too. But why not you just resign to at least bring down this uproar a little bit? Then FIFA will know what to do. But you don't want to resign. They had a meeting. He told you to resign. You don't want to resign. First, you made... In fact, I blame Rubiales. Even if it was nothing, the Kissgate saga, to me, is not a big deal. I watched the video. I've seen over and over again. I'm still watching. If my eyes... Maybe I have issue with my eyes, but I'm still watching it. I've not seen anything. So what he should have done was to resign, so that this opera will not be too much for him. And because the more it elongates, it's a problem for him, and his career is, let's say, his football administrative prowess is at stake. Because tomorrow nobody will want to work with you again. So honorably, you should have resigned and let this be. So for Rubiales, I think it's a very deep time and a very, very, should I say, an unpleasant moment for him, where he should be celebrating with his federation.
All right, let's see how this one goes for Luis Rubiales. Will he call it a quit as the IFA president of the Spanish Football Federation? We'll see how that one, of course, pans out in the coming days. But we hear that Manchester United goalkeeper Andre Onana has been named in a Cameroon squad for their final African Cup of Nations qualifiers. Andre Onana has been recalled to his country's squad, talking about Cameroon.
Good one for the man Andre Onana. When you have an Andre Onana, so I don't think anybody, any coach or a federation will say we cannot invite him. Talking about Andre Onana, he's playing for Manchester United and he's the #1 goalkeeper. For you to dethrone a David De Gea or David De Gea, that means there is something about you. Because David De Gea is one of the best goalkeepers in the English Premier League and the best goalkeeper for Manchester United. So if an Andre Onana is not in your team, Cameroon, it's not that you have so many great players right now in Cameroon. So you don't have much qualities in Cameroon. Let's say Anguissa, the Napoli man, he's doing very well. He's one of the, for now, he's one of the best players they have. Talking about Anguissa, that plays with our own now, Victor Osimhen. So you don't really have much like in quote Eric Choupo-Moting. For some time he has not been standing for Bayern Munich. Harry Kane is there now. So what do you have? You have an Andre Onana. So why not call him back to the team? Despite what he has done, you know, somebody will do something wrong and you have to forgive him. He's a young boy, so it's a good one. I know he had some issues with the coach, Rigobert Song, but now, and of course even Samuel Eto'o at a point was not happy with him. So I just feel that Cameroon has done something nice, calling him back, and he'll be integrated quickly. He's one of their biggest exports now in Cameroon.
All right, away from Onana, we hear Eden Hazard is clear about his future. And reports coming in is that the Belgian player plans to announce his retirement, from professional football at the age of 32. Would this be the best decision at the moment for Eden Hazard?
Sad career for Eden Hazard, I must say, Kingsley. Sad career for the man Eden Hazard. He didn't live up to expectation. There are two players that I don't think football history will be kind to. You see Neymar and you see Eden Hazard. Football history will not be kind to them. I'm sorry to say this, but they were like flatter to deceive. Eden Hazard, we had so much high hopes in Eden Hazard. We were thinking that this is the next big thing. The same thing with Neymar. We were thinking that this is the next big thing. But today, look at Neymar. He's playing in Saudi Arabia, where Ronaldo has already achieved everything in Europe and is playing. Neymar that is just a young boy, even if he's in his 30s, but he's still young enough to play top European football. Eden Hazard, the same thing, 32 years. In fact, before the 32 years, Eden Hazard, for the last 3 years, he has not been the Eden Hazard we used to know. Ever since he went to Real Madrid, So he didn't start even today. So he has been. So what happened to the man Eden Hazard? Could it be that he was not taking his career seriously? Or he was too reluctant to play football? And now you want to retire? Sad enough, the teams in Saudi Arabia, they're not even coming for him. So no team, I've not seen any team, I've not heard, as a sportsman, I've not seen anything that is coming for Eden Hazard. That means it has been from bad to worse for the man Eden Hazard.
Okay.
So calling it quit, good for him.
Let's see if he will finally make that announcement. We just said that he's set to put up that announcement very soon. Let's keep our fingers crossed on that. Numerous clubs, of course, have been coming for his signature, but the man, seems to make he seems to want to make Real Madrid his last, club. Let's see how this one pounds out in the coming days. At this point, we'll call it a wrap on the show. We'll be back tomorrow by 9 a.m. for sports. To October to join us. It promises to be another exciting time talking sports on Atlantic Television Network. Don't forget, peace and unity are always a pathways there to progress. My name is Kingsley Manu. Thanks for watching.
With the goal.
We bring. Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a battle and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorables,